All right, good day, Rogue News fans. It's CJ, and I am here live with the team of Elisa's Pieces, My CBD Edibles, and we're here to deliver some very exciting news. So I appreciate all the supporters of Rogue News. So make sure you go to our Twitter handle, which is @TheRealRogueNews. Make sure that you follow our work there. Also, our YouTube channel. Don't forget about our YouTube channel where we continue to grow. So please subscribe. Where you'll get podcasts, you'll get find out about our information and our services. But we're very excited today. I'm joined today by Elise Hudson and Steve Steinig to talk about a new offering from My CBD Edibles, Elisa's Pieces, and very excited to be introducing Clouds by Design. So Clouds by Design is our CBD vape. Before I jump into the conversation with Elise and Steve, it's a very exciting time for hemp right now. Lots of legislation nationally and then also on the state level, which is really going to clear the way for this industry to grow. And then obviously right now, CBD from the FDA can only be marketed as a nutritional supplement. So before we jump into it, just a quick disclaimer to make sure to go before you start utilizing CBD as a nutritional supplement, consult with your doctor. I think that's just, very important. So Elise, Steve, welcome to Rogue News. How are both of you doing today?
I'm well, thank you.
Excellent.
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, we launched last April with Elisa's Pieces and My CBD Edibles, and now we have some new product that we're launching. Very excited for it because I've went around to a few of the vape shops and I've seen some product out there, but neither of the product offerings of what we have. And so it's very exciting. So Steve, you're kind of like the brainchild behind Clouds by Design. So tell me about the product. The product that we make available, your thought process around CBD. So jump into it.
Sure. Well, one of the reasons why we wanted to do a vape was just the availability of the CBD. When you eat it, it takes a while for it to kick in. So we wanted something to add to people's tools for their pain relief or whatever they use it for. And when you vape it, it reduces the time that it takes to enter your bloodstream, probably by about 30 to 60 minutes. It's just it's a VG-PG mix. We use some of the cleanest flavorings that we can. And again, we wanted people to have a higher bioavailability when you vape it, as opposed to eating it. You get a higher intake, or more of the CBD is able to enter your bloodstream, and it is more potent.
Excellent. And then what are the different flavors that we're offering for CBD vape?
Well, we're offering a strawberry cheesecake. We're offering a mixed berry cereal. We're offering a fresh blueberry and a banana cream pie.
Awesome. Yeah. And I have those images brought up. Now, there has been recently a lot of discussion in regards to vape. And I believe we have a couple of different product offerings in terms of the refillable cartridge that you can actually fill the vape fluid into those particular vape items. And then also we have our cartridge as well. So a lot of concern recently in regards to metals and things like that. So what steps have we taken to really just ensure we're delivering such a clean product?
One of the things that the concern was, if you use a metal coil inside your cartridge, the metal flakes away as it heats up and kind of inhales it as you use it. So we opted to use the ceramic coil, which is safer and cleaner to use.
Excellent. Very good. And in terms of the product, so the cartridge itself is retail, I believe, $14.99, and then the actual fluid that you can fill into your actual vape, whatever your vape pen, whatever you use, I believe the price point on that is $24.99. Is that correct?
That's correct. And we're also offering a 10% discount right now for like the grand opening of the site.
Awesome. Awesome. And I know you put a lot of work into the site, and that is www.cloudsbydesign.net. Love the format, love the coloring of it. You did a terrific job with it. So congratulations on such a great product, Steve.
Thanks. We're really excited to be able to offer it to everyone. Not only to be able to offer it, but we use it ourselves for pain management and things like that. So that's the whole reason why we kind of got into this.
Absolutely. Now, Elise, vaping to me, I'm probably 3 months into it, and I'm not necessarily the expert at it, but I think your knowledge base in terms of vaping and vaping 101, just some bullet points. Could you please go through that with us, please?
Absolutely. Well, I guess one place to start is with the liquids. We were just talking, Steve mentioned the PGVG mixture. We are using only the propylene glycol and the vegetable glycerin, as well as the flavorings, and then our CBD isolate. And the propylene glycol, commonly known as PG, and the vegetable glycerin VG, work together to make the vaping fluid, or the most of it. The VG is it's thicker and can hold, about 33 milligrams of CBD per milliliter. The PG kind of thins it down. It changes, adds a bit of a throat hit feel to it. It makes it more accessible for a lot of cartridges and vape tanks. Now, when you get around to those cartridges and tanks, you can use a standard, there's two kinds of tanks, really. There's a wick-based tank and an atomizer-based tank with coils in it. More so than the wick system. And most of these tanks will have a 510 threading on them, which is what most of your pens and mods, which are your battery packs, will have on them. So that's like kind of your, think of it as your USB for cartridge threading. It's kind of the one that should go across the board. In your tanks, the atomizers are the part that heats up the coils and the heating element. What that does is it is the part that controls the ohms in our circulation system. So you have sub-ohm atomizers and you have regular ohm atomizers. Sub-ohm atomizers have ohms less than 1.0. Regular ohm atomizers are above 1.0 and go up to like 3.0. With the sub-ohm atomizers, you are going to get, there's less resistance. So you're going to get higher temperatures. You're going to use more liquid per puff. You will get more CBD per puff as it's pulling that through. But you do, and it does tend to want to use thicker fluids. And you do have to be more careful with the sub-ohms about that, those metal parts degrading. And in order to keep it from getting too hot to hit, you do need a higher airflow. Which is usually where those like kind of different style tanks come in. Regular ohms, higher resistance, thinner fluid, lower temperature. You get less liquid through the actual vaping machine itself per hit. So you do get a little less CBD per hit that way. But it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen the other, just a matter of how many hits you want to take to get the same amount of liquid. That kind of takes us down to our pens and mods. Your standard pen could have a button, might not have a button. There's little to no opportunity to customize your ohms, your volts, your temperature. None of that really happens with a pen. This is kind of your cheapest option and the most common one you'll see around. Now you have a tube mod, which is a heavier duty battery shaped kind of like a pin, but a little bigger usually. These offer both sub and regular ohm atomizers most of the time. You can customize them in that manner, and there is more power, so it will last longer between charges, etc., and does have the power to be able to use a sub-ohm atomizer as I stated. So the last fanciest, biggest sort of battery option you have is what's referred to as a box mod. And this is the most adjustable of the options. You can change your ohms, your volts, your temp. It will do both sub and regular ohm atomizers. And the idea here is that you can kind of fine tune your experience. But for most users, like, this is way outside of what's necessary. Probably your average guy or gal will just go with the pin option and maybe the tube mod. So usually if you would like to do a solid and a liquid capabilities, you would need to use one of the mods instead of a pin. Though some of the pins do come with those tank available to do the solids.
Yeah.
So once you got your whole system put together, we're really just now talking about, the hitting the pin. So, I personally use a regular ohm atomizer for mine. And so I take a bit of a longer, slower hit, sometimes kind of puffing to get it going. If you're using a sub ohm atomizer, you're going to need a lot of airflow through there in order to keep that from just exploding. And then once you take your full hit, you just want to hold that for several seconds and then exhale. For our 1 gram cartridges, or for anybody's 1 gram cartridges on a standard pin battery, you can expect to get about 60 hits. For our liquid, having at least 20 milligrams per cartridge of CBD, that would be 3 hits for 1 milligram. And that does sound really low, but you have to think about the fact that 3 to 5 milligrams of CBD is the average starting dose for CBD. And this is going to be more immediate and, like Steve said, more bioavailable than using a sublingual or edible option. So I think
excellent.
That's about where we're at.
Yeah, and looking at the packaging, I love the design. I love the artwork, the logo. And for potential retailers, vape shops, we are compliant. In fact, we do have a QR code there that you can validate the testing of the vape. And then we also offer a UPC code there, so that way they can easily enter it into their POS system. I want to talk a little bit around, because most of the people that follow our work are very familiar with My CBD Edibles, Elisa's Pieces. And in terms of consuming CBD edibles versus vaping, let's just open up a discussion in regards to some of the key differences in regarding that. And obviously you want to talk with your consult with your doctor in terms of before you start utilizing CBD as a nutritional supplement. But overall, what are your guys' personal opinions in regards to consuming versus vaping CBD?
If you want, I can go ahead and take this one, the beginning of it anyway. Personally, I think that it's more of like a symphony, and that all of it should be included if you're trying to alleviate something. For me, if you only do one thing, it's like one note playing throughout the symphony. And with like vaping and edibles and topicals, it becomes like a symphony, and it is better for me personally anyway, to alleviate my symptoms. And like we've been talking about, when you eat something, the bioavailability of it is about 15%. And then when you vape it, the bioavailability of that is about 55%. Now, when you vape it, it is more intense, but it is shorter lived as well, as opposed to eating it, which helps carry it out throughout the day.
Excellent. Elise, any other thoughts regarding that?
Well, I guess just more to the reasoning and functionality, especially like in our edibles, we have bound the CBD in with our fats. So as the body processes that and processes those fats, it is a slower process than just putting it in with water or sugar-based products or this vape. I think personally for chronic pain issues like I have, edibles are, where it's at for me on like the daily, all day, every day. And then when I'm having really bad sciatic pain, I tend to go towards an inhalant at that point, just because, again, like Steve was saying, the speed with which it hits. I used to take a lot of trips to the emergency room for sciatic pain and other back pain. And I haven't had to go to the emergency room for over a year now because of pain. So
that's terrific. That's terrific. And then also I noticed on the logo, there's also no THC that comes up in the testing from our third-party lab testing. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. We using the isolate is really the easiest way to go on that front to keep that from happening. So we have absolutely zero THC because isolates don't have THC, and that's what we're using here. So if that's a concern for certain customers, as always, that's kind of the case for all of our products, and I think it is definitely a benefit, especially for a certain section of our consumers.
Yeah, absolutely. And great reviews so far. So from the samples from a few of our customers who purchase our edibles, great reviews regarding the vape, and also Elise, great job on all the products that we're manufacturing. I don't think we've had any negative review of all of our products in terms of our edibles as well. And just so that the Rogue News audience knows, in terms of, we are not a third party. We're not purchasing our edibles or the vape from some other company, unknown company. We are actually manufacturing ourselves, which gives us a very unique position in the CBD industry. And that's the fact, at least, that with your company and your consulting portion of it, that you can help companies create CBD items as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Elisa's Pieces is first a candy design and manufacturing company. Obviously willing to create for, both, candy that is not considered medicinal or candy that, has some of these additional supplements in it. So we currently have a contract with another company that we're just making a family recipe for them that they would like to sell out. But also we are more than willing to if somebody has an idea, willing to research that and make sure that, we can find a way to make that happen. And then everything is made, lovingly by, largely myself and Steve and maybe a couple other people by hand, on, so we know that what we're doing is right. We have the opportunity to keep our eyes on every step, which makes me feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the products you brought to the company, the design, and these are handcrafted items that are just absolutely delicious. So thank you for that. And then Steve, getting back to the Clouds by Design, just in terms of your background and your experience, I think it's important to add that in terms of the conversation, just to build the credibility in terms of the scientific, in terms of the food items. And do you want to just real quick share regarding your background?
Sure. Sorry.
You scared me from it. I thought you were going to say no. Just in terms of your Michelin accreditation, and also your education background as well.
Sorry, yeah, my connection was kind of going out here. So, I went to school. I got my master's in molecular chemistry, and I also worked as a chef in a Michelin star restaurant. This is all like near and dear to me as well.
It's your passion. It's your background, right? I mean, yeah, it's like the perfect setting for it. But so Clouds by Design, again, the website is www.cloudsbydesign.net. And again, what were the flavors that the products are available in, Steve?
We have a banana, and we also have a strawberry cheesecake, a fresh blueberry, and we also have which ones did I? Sorry, I said the banana cream pie, the strawberry cheesecake, the mixed berry cereal, and the fresh blueberry. Yes. We have a couple flavors in the works that we will be releasing probably within the next month or so.
Excellent. Awesome. And then you said right now there's a current online promotion for 10% off for customers. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. It's kind of like a grand opening for our site.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, very cool. Well, I want to thank you both so much for coming on, doing the podcast. I was so excited to get this product launched when we first started the discussion. Thankful for both of you as business partners. And again, for the Rogue News audience, the industry itself with CBD is expecting to exceed the legal cannabis market, with the passing of the Farm Bill and then allowing each state to kind of write their own rules of what's happening. So I encourage everyone, if you're looking for a new industry or looking to do a shop, reach out to us via our websites. Again, you can find us at cloudsbydesign.net, also mycbdedibles.com. And then we also have elisespieces.net. So there's several ways to get, to follow us. We also are on Facebook, Twitter. I think we're about on every social media platform that you can think of. And just want to thank our listeners again for tuning in. So this is CJ, and then also Elise and Steve. Elise, I'm sorry, I didn't even offer you any closing comments. My bad. Maybe her connection dropped as well. So I want to close it out right there. So thank everyone for tuning in, and everyone have a great day. This is CJ, and we're over and out.